today we're going to do a great cake that could be used for either spring, Mother's Day, anything like that. We are going to do a wishing well. I haven't seen a wishing well in a while, and it's great for anyone that loves to garden too, because I'm going to have some garden tools around it and things like that. I'm just going to do a small cake. We're going to do 2 6-inch rounds here, and I actually only want part of one of these rounds. These are 2 inches high. So say you have a 6 by 3 inch pan, you could use that instead of wasting some of this cake. And I'm just going to take this and cut maybe about 1/3 of it off. And then keep this in case I need it for any of the garden, any hills or anything around it. So I'm going to be using this one and this one right here. Take the paper off the bottom, just grab a little bit of buttercream and place it on my cake board. Now I have actually 3 cake boards here taped together. And that's so that I can actually put some skewers into the board to have some flowers sticking up. So it has to be thick and you have to be able to get through it. So then all I did is I took some brown ribbon and just hot glued it around the edge. So again, a little bit of the buttercream just to make this stick. And this is going to be more towards the back of the cake. So I have a little bit more room here in the front. So I'll just kind of pop that there. I'm going to make sure that when I say the back, that where I actually join the ribbon is towards the back, so that's good. A little bit in the middle, like that. Place this one on top. And then what I want to do is just have a very thin coat of almost like a crumb coat on here. Around the sides, and we're going to make it look like stone, and we're going to use mainly buttercream for this, and then we're going to be using some chocolate pieces for the roof, and we will be using some fondant for some of the flowers and maybe a few other things. Okay, now we're going to need a roof for this. So the fastest, easiest way to do a roof is using coating chocolate that sets up pretty quick. So that's just the little discs that you can get at cake supply stores, or even some of the craft stores have them. And I melted it down. I've got some parchment paper on a cardboard just so I can move it. And I want to go ahead and pour this on here. Let me start with that. I'm going to need 2 pieces, you know, so I can do the little kind of V-shaped roof line. And spread this out. And I want to keep it a little on the thick side. I don't want it too thin because I don't want it to break on me. I'm going to put a little bit more on here. I actually have dark chocolate and a little bit of milk chocolate because that's what I had left over, and I thought, oh, that might look good, you know, kind of the 2 chocolates in there, but looks like most of it has blended, but if you see any kind of variation of color, that's why. Okay, that looks good. And then I just need this to set up. So I don't want to put it in the freezer or refrigerator because it usually, when you do a sheet like this, it kind of bends up. So it just has to kind of dry. So just go like that and it'll kind of flatten that out. That's why you can put it on the cardboard or on a sheet tray. That way you can get it out of your way. Now the next thing that we need to do is figure out our supports for this. So there's a couple things you can do depending how big the cake is. I've got either straws or dowels here. Now these aren't regular straws, these are jumbo straws that are going to go right down in here. Or if I want it to be a little bit thicker, then I can use these, which are regular cake dowels, and these would go in here too. And hold, basically we're going to glue all this together with more chocolate. So these would go in here. That would be about the height on those. Or we can go with the smaller ones. And I think I want to go with the smaller ones because once we cover it with chocolate, then we will, and that's going to go about that high. Which is not that much higher than that, is it? Okay, so that these will go all the way down and in.